Imagine taking a huge bucket of water and dumping it all over a small little pot garden. Or pot garden? No, not pot garden. Like a small plot of a garden, a huge bucket of water. You dump it. What is that going to get you? It's not going to get you to grow the it's not going to get it to grow in the way you want it to. And I think that is a recent metaphor I came across that talks to the point that intensity can never replace consistency. Like if you have a little garden, you get water and you water it once a week, a couple times a week, however is nice to water it, whatever, even if it's every day, but it's small. It's a small amount of water over a long period of time. It isn't dumping a huge bucket of water and thinking that it's going to get you a result of flowers or vegetables or whatever you have in your garden. And that's just like life. I've been working through like finals exams in my master's, and for a couple classes I was super consistent in paying attention in lectures, doing the homeworks, taking in the notes, like planting these little seeds or watering the garden, if we're going to go on with this metaphor a bit more, watering the garden every day, every other day. And by the time it was time to like really buckle down and get things going for the exam, I had already done so much of the groundwork that I needed to do, and it was really just elaborating upon those ideas. On the other hand, for the classes that I was kind of behind in or wasn't as engaged during the lectures or just wasn't as there was no consistency, and I tried to make up for that through intensity in the cramming before the test, and it'll never compare. Like it just won't. I mean, unless you're a genius with photographic memory, then I guess cramming could somewhat compare. But for me, like I'm not a quick learner for some things, and that consistency is what actually makes the understanding and the mastery happen. But really, I've been thinking about this well before these final season. It was just kind of a bringing it home once again. But when you think about consistency versus intensity, of course you need to have some, it's good to have some bursts of like great action or great motivation, but if you embrace consistency and embrace the power it has, you can so unlock the fact that 5, 10 minutes, half an hour, small bits of work will lead to huge changes if you're patient, if you're consistent, and if you're disciplined to do so. I mean, it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of determination to be consistent. But whether if you have some type of goal in the gym, like I want to be able to do 10 push-ups, you don't start doing 10 push-ups all of a sudden by just going for it, or 20 push-ups, let's say, by going for it and doing it once off. But if you do 5 push-ups a day for a month, and then 6, and then 7, and then 8, then it's actually something you can do. I feel like that's kind of a weak example, but you get what I'm saying. Like a burst of intensity, like if you work out, okay, I need to get a six-pack, I'm going to work out for 6 hours one day. No, you're not going to do that in that way. If you go to the gym 2, 3, 4 times a week for weeks, for months, maybe you'll get there. And again, it's about that discipline. It's about that commitment. It's not easy. Consistency isn't easy, but consistency is the tool that will actually make magic happen in your life. Consistency isn't sexy, but it can lead to very sexy results. And I'm not talking about just the gym, like self-care, like mental health or mindfulness or self-exploration. Like if you want to explore yourself, you know, okay, maybe you go on mindfulness retreat 12 hours long and you come out and super intensely like visit yourself and talk to yourself and whatever. You could get a lot from that, I'm sure, but it doesn't have to be this grandiose thing one time. Like, I guarantee almost you're going to get more out of this exploration of yourself if you're consistently asking yourself small questions. And I think, you know, meditating here, meditating there, like looking within yourself also is this idea that you're planting the seeds and they'll take long to grow. But when you tend to that garden, like I started the video with, and water it daily or weekly, whatever frequency it is, you're going to get so much more than if you just try to dump a ton of water into your garden. Like, if you try to dump a ton of work into yourself one off, I don't think you're going to really get as much. You're not going to get what you're looking for. And I think there's two ways to take this information. Like, one, oh my God, like, there's actually like a ton of work that needs to be done over a long period of time to get me where I'm going. That sucks. Or two, oh my gosh, I can actually make it towards where I want to be, towards scaling that mountain, towards reaching that big goal by just breaking it into small, tiny pieces every day or every other day or every week. Like, that's how I get there. So you can look at it very negatively, like, oh, I'm going to have to water this garden 1,000,000 times before I even get my first fruit or flower. Or, oh, I don't have to do something like exorbitantly crazy just once, and like, you know, like it takes little things. Like, I can break this down into something that's actually doable and within my power today. I think that's ultimately the magic inconsistency, is it is the exact, like, there's no, like, this is the rule to the game. And no one wants to do it, but if you can do it, and if you can realize that it takes the consistent actions, you'll actually get there. And I feel like it's empowering to know that you can work towards something. Like, it is doable, but it's doable only if you break it down and you do it as often and as well as you can whenever you do it. Again, I guess consistency really doesn't work if you're half-assing something and you're like, oh, I'm going to go water the garden, but you're like not even paying attention and you're just like sprinkling water all over this garden and whatever, and you leave. Even if you do that every day, your garden's not really going to grow. Like, when you're watering the garden, water it well, water it mindfully, look at what you're doing, why are you doing it, do it well. Maybe I have beat this metaphor to a pulp, but I don't care. I think it makes sense. Like, what are the biggest dreams you have? List your top 3 biggest dreams. And then what's one thing in 10 minutes you can do today to get closer to that? Whether it's watch a YouTube video, whether it's read a little bit of a book, whether it's, you know, put $5 away instead of buying a latte. Like, whatever goal you have, I know it's scary. I know it looks like climbing Mount Everest. And you're like, how the hell am I going to get there? There's no path. You make the path by doing tiny things consistently. And yeah, what do I know?